So welcome again, and continually we have to discuss from that previous video. When we have to look over into that errors, so when we will do mapping of samples with the population, so sure, so this will raise certain errors. Since we wouldn't collect all the parameters, all the informations from that population, so some truthlessness may be happened there. So now we have to come to a conclusion. So what is the meaning of error? So the greater the error, the less representation of the data or the population. So always, if you are taking that sample of 1% or the 2% of the 3% of the population, sure, so this will lead to that greater error. So at least we have to be traversed with the 30% or the 40% or the 50% of that sample. So sure, so this will increase the more reliability in the data, and that will reduce the errors. So lesser that error, so that means we are having that good representation of the analysis with the population. So what does that error matter? So if we are having the higher error, so that will leads to less reliability in the results of the study. And in that entire data collection process, we have to minimize the amount of that error. So already we know in the previous episodes we discussed what is the life cycle of data science. So in that life cycle, we are having very first parameter, it is called the data collection. So that is very important. So that is the core. So that is the source. So from that data sets alone, we can able to be implement all kind of missing value handling, and then filtering the data, and then if there any need of the data transformation, irrespective of any skewness or that kurtosis or that percentile. So all these things that should be analyzed only if we have the clear structured data. So that should be the very transparent, and the size of that expected error, and everything that should be clearly designed to feel, or that the data is having the fit for the purpose. That means all the data is worthy to go with the further process of the data analysis. So for that purpose, we are doing this error analysis. So that's very important in this topic. Okay, and then now we have to be see about the two classifications of that errors. Number one, it's called that sampling error, and number two is called that is that non-sampling error. Now quickly we have to see, so what is that sampling error, and what will be the non-sampling error? So now we have to be see about what is that sampling error. Okay, so the sampling error, that's always, so what we discussed in that earlier video. So we have to collect that sample from the population. So the statement is clearly saying the sampling error occurs slowly as a result of using a sample from population rather than conducting a census. That is the complete enumeration of the population. So what we said that earlier, it's not possible to collect the data from the entire population. Instead, we have to collect the data as a sample. So that will reference to that estimation of the population that is purely based on the data from a sample, and then the true value of the population that will result if that census was taken. So the sampling errors does not occur when census values are based on the entire population. So that's very important. So the sampling error that should be controlled and then measured through by that random samples, and we are having that unit of the chances, and the chance can be calculated. Here I want to emphasize that one word is called, that is the chances. So in probability and in whatever it may be, in case we are taking the samples from the population, so at the time of the conclusion, after the verdict of that results. We wouldn't be able to say the 100%. So in that particular region, so this will be that outcome. So never we say about such kind of that outcome. So instead, we can able to say there is the chance to win. So always you will see there is most of the pre-poll analysis and then post-poll exit poll analysis. So in the pre-poll analysis, the media always says there will be the chance. So continually we have to be discussed on that in next video also.